Success is not something you chase. Success is something you attract by the person you become. Now let me ask you something. Are you tired of wondering when your breakthrough is going to come? Tired of hoping things get better without actually getting better yourself? Well, let me give it to you straight. Success isn't a mystery. It's not a secret, and it's not reserved for the lucky. Success is predictable. Yes, you heard that right. It's not accidental. It's intentional. You don't need another motivational quote. You don't need the stars to align or the economy to shift. You need a better plan, a better set of rules, and a better you. See, most people are drifting, living by default instead of by design. They react to life. But the successful, they build it, brick by brick, habit by habit, rule by rule. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple, timeless rules. Rules that will put you in the driver's seat of your own future. And these aren't just good ideas. They're the same principles that turned my life around when I had nothing but pennies in my pocket and excuses in my mind. Because here's the truth. You don't get paid for your intentions. You get paid for your disciplines. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You rise to the level of your systems. So if you're ready to stop wishing and start winning, if you're ready to trade hoping for planning, if you're ready to become the kind of person success doesn't avoid, but chases, then stay with me. These 5 rules could change your life, if you choose to live them. Let's get started. Rule 1. Take 100% responsibility. No excuses, no blame. Let's start here, because this is where everything begins. You see, success is not something that happens to you. It's something that responds to you. It's attracted to responsibility. It's repelled by excuses. Now hear me on this. The day your life changes is not the day you get lucky. It's not the day you meet someone powerful. It's the day you say, no more excuses. I'm responsible. I'm in charge now. That's the turning point. Because here's the truth, and it may sting a little. As long as you blame other people or external forces for where you are, you've given away your power to change it. It's easy to blame. My boss doesn't appreciate me. The economy's bad. My parents didn't teach me. Nobody gave me a chance. Listen, that may all be true, but it's also irrelevant. Because if you keep waiting for someone else to fix your life, you'll be waiting your whole life. Success doesn't respond to blame. It responds to responsibility. The shift that changes everything. I remember when I first heard this idea, that I was responsible. It wasn't comfortable, but it was liberating. Why? Because if it's your fault, then it's your fix. And if it's your fix, that means you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for the government to change. You don't have to wait for your company to promote you. You don't have to wait for your family to understand you. You just have to change you. That's the beauty of it. You are the captain of your ship, not the wind, not the waves. You don't control the weather, but you control the set of the sail. And let me tell you, some people spend their whole lives trying to control the wind, but the wise ones, they master the sail. The high price of excuses. Now let's talk about excuses, because excuses are expensive. Every time you make one, you give yourself permission to stay where you are. You justify mediocrity. You defend your limits, and you train your brain to believe that you are not in control. Excuses don't just explain failure. They guarantee it. Let me give you a simple formula. Blame equals stuck. Responsibility equals freedom. If you're stuck in your health, stuck in your finances, stuck in your relationships, check your language. What are you telling yourself? Is it full of, they won't, and I can't, and if only? Or is it, I must, I will? Let's go. See, one language weakens you. The other one wakes you up. Radical ownership is the beginning of power. What if starting today you took radical ownership over everything in your life? Not 50%, not 80%, 100%. Now that doesn't mean everything is your fault, but it does mean everything is your responsibility. You didn't choose the weather, but it's your job to carry an umbrella. You didn't choose your childhood, but it's your job to build your future. You didn't choose the economy, but it's your job to increase your value in the marketplace. Success doesn't ask who caused the problem. It asks, what are you doing about it? Turn responsibility into a daily practice. Now let's make this practical. If you want to live this rule, if you want responsibility to become a reflex, not just a concept, here's what you do. 1. Start with language. Stop saying I have to, and start saying I choose to. Stop saying they made me, and start saying I allowed it. Responsibility begins with how you speak, especially to yourself. 2. Own the results. Take a look at your bank account, your body, your relationships. Those are the results of your past choices. You may not like them, but own them, because until you do, you can't change them. 3. Ask the hard question. Every time something goes wrong, don't just ask, why did this happen to me? Ask, what part did I play in this? And what can I do next time? That question alone will move you from powerless to powerful. You're more in control than you think. Let me tell you something you may not have heard in a long time. You are not stuck. You are not helpless. You are not at the mercy of your past. You are powerful. When you decide to be, you can learn. You can grow. You can discipline yourself. You can redesign your life. But only if you take full responsibility. Not for the wind, but for the sail. Not for the past, but for what happens next. And that's the key. Responsibility isn't a burden. It's your superpower. So let's begin there. No more blame. No more finger pointing. No more waiting for permission. This is your life. This is your shot. And success is waiting for you. The responsible version of you. Rule 2. Develop a personal philosophy, because it shapes your future. Let me tell you a simple truth. You don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you believe. That's why your personal philosophy, your core beliefs, your thinking patterns, your values, is the steering wheel of your life. It determines your direction, your habits, your decisions, and eventually your results. So here's the big question. What philosophy are you living by? And more importantly, is it helping you or hurting you? Why philosophy matters more than goals. You can set 1,000 goals. You can write vision boards, build to-do lists, say your affirmations. But if your philosophy says, I'm not good enough, money is evil, success is only for other people, hard work always leads to disappointment, then guess what? You'll sabotage your goals before you ever reach them. Why? Because your philosophy creates your filters. It determines how you see the world and what you do with what you see. It's the mental software running in the background of every decision. What is a personal philosophy? Really? Now some people hear the word philosophy and think it's just for college professors or ancient thinkers. But I'll tell you, everyone has one. The question is, did you choose it or inherit it? A personal philosophy is simply the collection of beliefs and values you use to make decisions, interpret life, and take action. And here's the kicker. Most people never consciously build one. They adopt it from their parents, their peers, their culture, their experiences, without ever asking, is this belief serving my future? Garbage in, garbage out. Your mind is a garden. Let me give you a metaphor. Your mind is like a garden. Now you've got two choices. Plant intentionally. Wisdom, discipline, gratitude, growth, or let the weeds grow. Fear, doubt, laziness, resentment. And guess what? Weeds don't need permission to grow. If you don't plant something better, the weeds will take over. If you feed your mind garbage, negative news, small thinkers, lazy ideas, you'll grow a philosophy of helplessness. But if you feed your mind wisdom, books, mentors, daily reflection, you'll build a philosophy of empowerment. Because remember, you can't outperform your philosophy. You always live down to it, or up to it. Upgrade your thinking, upgrade your life. When I started out, I was broke, behind on promises, and full of excuses. But it wasn't my income that was the problem. It was my thinking. My financial philosophy was wrong. My work philosophy was weak. My self-worth philosophy was non-existent. Then I met a mentor who told me, Jim, if you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. That hit me like a ton of bricks. So I got to work on my philosophy. I started reading, listening, reflecting, journaling, and slowly but surely, everything began to change. Because when your thinking changes, your choices change. When your choices change, your results change. And when your results change, your life changes. Build a personal philosophy that serves you. So how do you build a personal philosophy? Here are 5 simple steps. 1. Audit your beliefs. Ask yourself, what do I believe about money? What do I believe about success? What do I believe about hard work? What do I believe about myself? Now ask, are these beliefs lifting me or limiting me? 2. Challenge the old story. If a belief keeps you stuck, question it. Who told you that? Is it true? Is it helping you build the life you want? 3. Adopt new principles. Start building your own personal code of honor. Principles that guide your decisions. Things like, I don't major in minor things. Discipline equals freedom. Every day is a classroom. I'm always learning. 4. Feed your mind daily. Read books that stretch you. Listen to thinkers that challenge you. Surround yourself with people who think bigger, not smaller. Because ideas are like seeds. The more good ones you plant, the stronger your philosophy grows. 5. Live it, don't just learn it. A great philosophy means nothing if you don't act on it. Every decision is an expression of what you believe. So don't just write it on paper, live it out in your schedule, your habits, and your words. You are the architect of your philosophy. Remember this, you don't inherit success, you design it, and the blueprint is your philosophy. If you don't like your current results, don't change the fruit, change the root. Don't pull the leaves off the tree, change the seed you're planting, and it starts in the mind. So here's your challenge. Build a personal philosophy that supports your vision. Not one shaped by fear or limitation, but one rooted in truth, discipline, growth, and belief in your potential. Because once your philosophy shifts, everything else will follow. And now that we've laid the foundation in your thinking, let's move on to the next step. Rule 3. Learn daily. Skill is the secret. Let me tell you something that changed the course of my entire life. Your income doesn't grow by luck. It grows by skill. And the good news is, skill is learnable. Now you may say, Jim, I don't have a college degree. Fine. Neither did a lot of successful people. You might say, I don't have connections. Okay, but let me ask you this. Do you have discipline? Do you have hunger? Do you have 30 minutes a day to sharpen your mind? Because if you do, you've got everything you need to turn your life around. The real secret to success. Skill over time. Now hear this. Success is not about talent. It's not about potential. It's about skill. And skill only comes one way. Through daily learning. Success doesn't come because you're lucky. It comes because you've become valuable. And value is created by learning. Let me say that again. If you want to earn more, you have to become more. And to become more, you have to learn more. You don't get paid for how hard you work. You get paid for how smart you work. You get paid for the results you can produce. And those results, they come from skill. Why most people plateau? Do you know why most people stay stuck? It's not because they're not working. It's because they stopped growing. They graduate school and then stop reading. They get a job and then stop improving. They learn just enough to survive, but not enough to thrive. Listen to me. If you want to have more, you must become more. And becoming more requires one thing. Daily, intentional learning. Not once in a while. Not when you feel inspired. Every day. That's the key. Skill is the new superpower. Now let's talk about skill. When you develop real skill, something magical happens. You become irreplaceable in the marketplace. You gain confidence that no one can steal. You stop worrying about job security because you bring value wherever you go. Want to make more money? Learn a skill that solves a valuable problem. Want to build your own business? Learn sales. Learn marketing. Learn leadership. Want to improve your relationships? Learn communication. Learn emotional intelligence. Skill opens doors. It puts you in rooms you couldn't buy your way into. And best of all, no one can take it from you. They can take your job. They can take your title, but they can't take your skill. Repetition builds mastery. Now here's something most people miss. Learning isn't about information. It's about transformation. And transformation takes time. You can't read one book and expect to become a master. You can't watch one video and expect to succeed. You must repeat. You must reflect. You must practice. See, it's not what you know that changes your life. It's what you do consistently. And what you do consistently is shaped by what you feed your mind daily. Practical steps to learn daily. So how do you do it? How do you build a learning habit that turns into results? Here's the plan. Simple but powerful. 1. Make learning a daily appointment. Set aside 30 minutes a day. No excuses. Listen to a podcast. Read a chapter. Watch a course. Take notes. Reflect. It doesn't matter if it's 6 a.m. or 10 p.m. What matters is consistency. 2. High-impact skills. Don't just learn anything. Learn what moves the needle. Here are some to start with. Sales, communication, public speaking, leadership, marketing, financial literacy, time management, negotiation, problem solving. Pick one and go deep. 3. Create a learning environment. Always have a book within reach. Turn your car into a mobile university. Replace gossip with growth. Turn off the noise and turn on the knowledge. 4. Apply what you learn. Knowledge without application is just entertainment. So after you learn something, use it within 24 hours. Teach it. Write about it. Practice it. Try it out. This is how you turn information into transformation. Never stop learning. No matter where you are. I don't care if you're 18 or 80. If you're breathing, you can still learn. And if you're still learning, you can still grow. Growth is the antidote to frustration. Skill is the antidote to fear. And daily learning is the fuel that keeps you rising. Don't settle. Don't coast. Don't let yesterday be your peak. Because here's the truth. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. And if you want a better future, don't just dream about it. Learn your way into it. So are you ready? Are you ready to sharpen your skills, raise your value, and build a future that no one can take from you? Because if you'll learn daily, success won't be a mystery. It'll be a matter of time. Rule 4. Discipline your habits. Because habits shape your destiny. Let me ask you a question. What do your days look like? Because if I follow you around for 24 hours, I don't need to hear your goals. I just need to see your habits. Why? Because habits don't lie. They tell the truth about your future. You see, we don't decide our destiny in one bold moment. We decide it in thousands of quiet choices, repeated daily. That's what discipline is. That's what shapes your life. The small things create the big life. Everybody wants the big things: success, freedom, health, wealth, impact. But here's the truth, that most miss. Big things are built by small things. Want a healthy body? That's not a New Year's resolution. It's what you eat every day. Want financial freedom? That's not one big paycheck. It's what you do with every dollar. Want peace of mind? That's not a weekend retreat. It's what you allow in your thoughts each morning. Success is not a leap. It's a series of disciplined steps. Discipline is a choice. Every day. Now, discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you decide. And every day you get two choices: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Getting up early, saying no to junk, finishing the task. It stings a little in the moment, but it builds strength. The pain of regret, that's looking back and saying, I could have, I should have, I wish I had. And let me tell you, regret is a heavy burden. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. The power of daily discipline. Here's something I learned early. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. It's easy to read 10 pages a day. It's easy to go for a walk. It's easy to spend 15 minutes working on your dream. But it's also easy to skip it and tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow turns into never. And years later, you're wondering where the time and the opportunity went. So here's the lesson. Don't wait for discipline to feel good. Do it until it becomes who you are. Because once you get addicted to growth, progress, and discipline, you won't want to go back to who you used to be. Build habits that build you. So let's make it practical. You want discipline? Start with habits. Start small. Stay consistent. Here's a simple framework you can follow. 1. Choose one habit at a time. Don't try to change everything at once. Choose one discipline that would move your life forward and lock it in. Examples. Wake up 1 hour earlier. Read 10 pages of a good book daily. Walk 30 minutes every morning. Track every dollar you spend. Plan your day before it begins. 2. Make it obvious and easy. Remove the friction. Set the cue. Make it so easy, you can't miss it. Want a journal? Leave the notebook on your pillow. Want to read? Put the book on your desk. Want to stretch? Set the mat out the night before. 3. Commit to a streak. Your brain loves momentum. Start with 3 days, then 7, then 21, then 30. Every time you repeat a habit, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. 4. Track it visibly. Use a wall calendar, a whiteboard, a sticky note. There's power in seeing your discipline add up, day after day. 5. Don't break the chain. And if you miss a day, don't miss 2. That's the secret. 1 missed day is a bump. 2 is a backslide. 3 is a habit in reverse. Your habits are either designing you or destroying you. Let me say something direct. If you don't design your habits will design you. They'll design your body. They'll design your bank account. They'll design your self-esteem. So if you're not happy with where you are, don't wish for change. Discipline it. Shape it. Train it. Because once you master your habits, you master your future. Final word, let discipline be your edge. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about freedom. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from regret. Freedom from wasted potential. It's the foundation of confidence. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust with the most important person in your life. So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right mood. Be the person who does it anyway. That's who wins. Now we're getting somewhere. We've talked about responsibility, philosophy, and learning. And now the engine that turns it all into power. Discipline. Rule 5. Associate with winners. Environment is everything. Let me ask you a simple but life-defining question. Who are you spending your time with? Because whether you realize it or not, they're shaping you. Not with loud words, not with dramatic events, but quietly, slowly, daily. Your friends, your coworkers, your community. They influence your thinking, your standards, your ambition, your habits, even your income. So if you want to change your life, here's one of the fastest ways to do it. Change who you're around. The law of the inner circle. You want to know your future? Take a hard look at your 5 closest relationships. What do they talk about? What do they value? How do they spend their time? What do they believe is possible? Because odds are, you're not rising above that circle. You're rising with it, or falling with it. That's the law of proximity. You catch the energy, the language, the discipline, or the dysfunction of those around you. Just like a thermostat, your environment will pull you back if you try to rise too far above its setting. So the question is, are you surrounded by people who push your potential or protect your comfort? Beware the comfort crowd. Now, I'm not saying cut people off harshly or arrogantly. That's not it. But I am saying, get honest about the influence. There are people in your life right now who talk more about others than about ideas. Laugh at discipline and scoff at ambition. See growth as a threat. Pull you toward mediocrity because it makes them feel safe. That's the comfort crowd. And here's the danger. They'll kill your dreams, not with hate, but with humor. They'll distract you with fun, numb you with noise, waste your days with drama. Before you know it, 5 years go by, and you're still in the same place, wondering what happened. Winners think differently. Now let's flip the coin. Get around winners, and everything changes. Winners talk about growth. Winners ask questions that make you think bigger. Winners celebrate discipline. Winners challenge excuses. Winners make you uncomfortable in the best way, because they remind you of who you could be. When you're around winners, you can't play small and feel good about it. You either rise or you run. That's the power of a high-level environment. It demands your best and nothing less. How to build a winning environment. So how do you start surrounding yourself with winners? Here's the plan. 1. Audit your circle. Make a list of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now ask, do they inspire or drain me? Do they talk growth or gossip? Do they challenge me or coddle me? Do they stretch my standards or shrink them? Be brutally honest. This is your life. 2. Limit the negative. Lean into the positive. You don't have to cut everyone off, but you can create boundaries. Limit time with those who hold you back, and intentionally lean into those who lift you up. Even small shifts in exposure can spark big changes in mindset. 3. Get in the room. You may not know a group of winners in your town yet, but guess what? They're out there. Join a mastermind. Attend growth-oriented events. Take an online course. Volunteer with ambitious people. Even following the right voices online. That's a step. If you can't find the environment you want, create it. 4. Bring value first. You don't need to be rich or successful to attract winners. Just be a person of value. Be the one who shows up, who's hungry to learn, who follows through, who listens more than they speak. Winners recognize other winners in the making. Environment isn't just who, it's what. Let me tell you, environment isn't just about people. It's about what you feed your mind every single day. What books are you reading? What videos are you watching? What kind of energy are you letting in? Are you listening to the news all day, or nourishing your vision with good ideas? Are you scrolling social media looking for distraction, or are you using your screen to fuel your focus? Your inputs shape your outputs. Change the environment of your mind, and you'll change the results in your life. Final word, get around greatness, and watch what happens. If you want to fly with eagles, you've got to stop scratching with the turkeys. If you want to build a life that's extraordinary, you need people who expect it. Because when you hang around people who are moving forward, you'll start moving too. So here's your challenge. Upgrade your environment. Surround yourself with voices that elevate your vision. Make space for people who sharpen your standards. Be brave enough to say goodbye to average and hello to excellence. Your destiny is too important to leave in the hands of the wrong crowd. And that brings us to the end of our 5 rules. You've learned responsibility. Own your life. Philosophy. Think better. Live better. Learning. Skill is your edge. Discipline. Habits shape your future. Environment. Who you're around determines how far you go. Are these rules hard? Yes. But are they worth it? Absolutely. Because remember, success is predictable. If you follow the rules. Predictable success starts with a predictable you. Let's bring it all together. You see, success isn't magic. It's not mystery, and it's certainly not luck. Success is structure. Success is strategy. Success is you, showing up every day with intention. It's not what happens around you. It's what happens within you. Not the economy, not the government, not your past, not your parents. It's your philosophy, your habits, your circle, your choices. Because when you become predictable in your discipline, your growth, your learning, your environment, success becomes predictable too. Let's revisit the 5 rules, not just as ideas, but as daily standards. Take 100% responsibility. No more blame, no more waiting. If it's to be, it's up to me. Develop a personal philosophy. Your beliefs shape your actions. Your actions shape your results. Upgrade your thinking. Upgrade your life. Learn daily. Skill is the secret. Don't wish for more money. Become more valuable. Discipline. Your habits. Success doesn't show up once a year. It's built every morning, every minute, every moment. Associate with winners. Your circle is either pulling you forward or holding you hostage. Choose wisely. Now here's the final challenge. Don't just hear these rules. Live them. Don't just like the message. Become the message. Apply them. Track them. Teach them. Let them guide your decisions, shape your routines, and fuel your future. Because the truth is simple. My friend, success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. So, become the kind of person success is looking for, and watch what happens. One last word. If someone were to ask me, Jim, can anyone be successful? I'd say yes, if they're willing to do what success demands. If they're willing to change their habits, change their thinking, take responsibility, stay humble, and keep growing. No matter what, and that includes you. So as you walk away from this message, don't walk away with inspiration alone. Walk away with discipline. Walk away with a plan. Walk away with a decision. Because predictable success doesn't come from a lucky break. It comes from you, becoming predictable in your purpose, your pursuit, and your personal standards. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now get out there, live the rules, win the day, and build the life you were meant to live. Because success is predictable, and so is your greatness.